if you would just let him come with you and you just let bygones be bygones and it was some little petty shit anyways, he would have possibly lived.
Yeah, see, I'm a Gemini. I tell you shit to the heart, like when so like little shit happen, like, and I had to get past that little stage of my life. Like, I can't hold grudges no more. Like,
Tampa police looking for whoever's responsible for a shooting that left a Florida rapper dead. It happened early Sunday morning outside a hotel. Charles Jones was among the 4 people shot. Fans knew him as Julio Foolio.
So they rap to diss me so they can get views.
Focusing on Yungeen Ace, this tragic event highlights the brutal reality of their ongoing conflict, showing just how deadly this rivalry has become.
I heard probably 2 series of shots, maybe like 5 shots each. And then probably like 5 minutes later, just heard some voices.
Rapper Charles Jones, better known as Julio Foolio, was celebrating his 26th birthday in Tampa. When the festivities turned tragic, Jones's longtime attorney has shared limited details about what happened. But the Tampa Police Department has confirmed to XXL Magazine that Foolio, along with 3 others, was shot outside the hotel. According to a statement from Tampa Police, they received a 911 call at approximately 4:40 a.m. for an incident at 11,606 McKinley Drive. When officers arrived, they found 4 people injured. Sadly, Foolio was pronounced dead at the scene, while the 3 other victims were taken to the hospital for treatment. The police are now investigating the events leading up to the shooting and are working to identify those involved in a more recent report. Foolio's attorney told News4Jax that Foolio had been staying at an Airbnb to celebrate his birthday. However, the host asked him to leave because there were too many guests. Foolio and his friends then relocated to a hotel, where they were ambushed by an unknown group. Social media posts point to the rapper celebrating his birthday, and witnesses say the celebration was abruptly interrupted by the attackers. Now authorities are on the hunt for those involved in this incident. It's safe to say that this event is part of their ongoing feud, and it's possible that Yungeen Ace ordered the hit as suggested in his song. To understand the situation better, let's delve into Foolio's backstory and the gang's history when examining why Yungeen Ace's ATK and Foolio's KDA are regarded as some of the most dangerous gangs in Jacksonville. One only needs to look at their history of senseless conflict and fatality to begin. KDA was involved in the tragic event of Corbin Odell Johnson on July 11, 2018. The vibrant 18-year-old last FaceTimed his friends at 4 in the afternoon, unaware it would be their final conversation. He mentioned that he was at Amazon for a job interview and was awaiting a ride. His father dropped him off for a UPS interview at 5 o'clock, picking him up 45 minutes later, then driving him to his mother's residence on Bisque Bay Circle at 8 o'clock. His mother last saw him at 9:30 p.m. that night. The following morning, his father's unanswered text at 8:45 a.m. sparked alarm by 6:30 p.m. On July 13th, the family reported Corbin missing, initiating an investigation by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Despite efforts, no progress was made. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and a year of agonizing uncertainty followed. As the first anniversary of Corbin's disappearance approached, the family planned a memorial at Riverside's Memorial Park. However, fate took a tragic turn. On the evening of July 11, 2019, a man clearing land off UD Road made a shocking discovery. Corbin's skeleton was found wrapped and buried, bringing a devastating end to the search. Following this discovery, Foolio was active on Instagram, making insensitive comments about Corbin's fate.
Corbin get kidnapped, man. That shit crazy, man. The Corbin got this stupid ass kidnapped. They found a bones.
Now, if you're wondering why Foolish would go online and mock such a tragic incident, you only need to look back a few months to another heartbreaking event involving one of their own. In the heart of Jacksonville, 16-year-old Adrian Gaynor Jr., also known as Bibby, and a student at Grand Park High School, met a chilling fate that left the city reeling with questions, and his family in deep sorrow. Bib's life was tragically cut short in a parking lot at his friend's residence, sparking an outcry for justice. The incident, which took place on February 25, 2019 at the Hilltop Village Apartments on West 45th Street, saw Bibby fall victim to multiple gunshot wounds. The area where he spent time was littered with rifle shell casings, marking his desperate attempt to escape his assailant. Witnesses reported seeing Bibby chase down, falling under a hail of bullets as he tried to shield himself with his hands in a futile effort to survive. According to the arrest warrant, Hickey Robinson, known as K-Sue, and an affiliate of ATK, callously approached Bibby and shot him at close range in the back of the head. Shockingly, after By's demise, Robinson took to social media to post photos and videos seemingly bragging about the incident. This brazen display of disregard for human life added another layer of horror to the case, intensifying the community's grief and anger. But the disrespect didn't stop there. It was revealed that Robinson and his associates went further, desecrating Bibb's grave and mocking his family at every opportunity. They defiled his resting place, spitting and or eating on it, and relentlessly taunted by his relatives, compounding their suffering and anguish.
His grave, they spit on his grave, they urinated on his grave, they made fun of our rallies or whatever, they made fun of us marching, they mocked us.
Both ATK and Katie have left a trail of heinous crimes in their wake, with their leaders, Foolio and Yungeen Ace, often portrayed as nothing short of monsters. But what are the origins of these gangs, and why are they locked in such a vicious feud? Before the notorious ATK gang gained notoriety in Jacksonville, there was the Yungeen Ace. Was in this environment that a young rapper, Yungeen Ace, began to carve out his reputation not only through his music, but also as a rising figure of influence in the gang scene. With a microphone in one hand and his reign of leadership in the other, Ace's rise in the rap industry mirrored his ascent within the gang hierarchy. His lyrics, raw reflections of street life, became anthems that resonated deeply, earning him both fans and loyal followers. As Yungeen Ace's influence grew, so did his interactions with gangs on Jacksonville's east side. This period saw strategic alliances and shrewd negotiations with Ace's charisma and street credibility bridging divides between different factions. The ATK gang, which stands for Aim to Kill, emerged as a formidable force commanding attention and respect across the city. Meanwhile, another entity was rising in the shadows. The Katie gang, known for its chilling acronym Kill Them All. KT's origins can be traced back to the remnants of the notorious PC gang, which had once wreaked havoc in Jacksonville. After PC's top members were apprehended for serious crimes, a power vacuum emerged, eagerly filled by those seeking leadership and direction. Enter Charles Jones, better known on the streets as Julio. Jones's life was steeped in the conflict that plagued the city, having witnessed the loss of many friends to gun incidents. These experiences shaped him into a leader both feared and respected. With remnants of the PC rallying behind him, Julio orchestrated a takeover of North and South territories, solidifying his control through strategic alliances and sheer force. The feud not only earned him 1.1 million Instagram followers, 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, and over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, but also made headlines for its aggressive and deadly consequences. As KT's influence grew, a new power dynamic emerged, setting the stage for an inevitable clash with ATK. The city became divided, with ATK controlling the east and west and KT claiming the north and south. Tension simmered as both gangs fortified their positions, turning Jacksonville streets into a battleground. The primary catalyst for the ATK versus KT feud likely stemmed from a long-standing disrespect between the two gangs dating back years. The feud escalated dramatically during a rap concert in November 2015, where attempts to reconcile tensions failed, leading to a fist fight and a series of retaliatory shootings. The fatal accident of Zion Brown, Foolio's blood cousin, marked a tragic escalation in the disturbing feud between ATK and KT in Jacksonville. Here's a recap of the events leading up to this heinous crime. Zion Brown was actively involved in street activities and was closely connected to Foolio, making him prime target for ATK. As rivals, in the early hours of the morning, armed as ants targeted Brown's home. They broke through the backsliding door, instigating chaos and terrorizing the family. Brown's 16-year-old sister, startled by the intrusion, called 911 in desperation. However, before law enforcement could arrive, the situation turned deadly. The gunman, showing no remorse, entered the home's kitchen and then the living room, where Brown, his sister, and young cousin were present. In a cold and calculated act, the gunman opened fire, fatally injuring Zion Brown and severely wounding his sister and cousin. The aftermath left the community of Jackson Cedar Hills Estates in shock and mourning. The investigation by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office quickly identified Deonter Thomas as the prime suspect. Thomas, known to have close ties to Yungeen Ace, was implicated due to critical information provided by the wounded sister. This revelation linked Thomas directly to the crime scene and intensified the already heightened rivalry between Foolio's KT and Yungeen Ace's ATK. Following Zion Brown's demise, tensions between the gangs continued to escalate. Just days before a fatal shooting involving Yungeen Ace and his associates, Foolio and his gang were silently planning their next move, aiming to target their top rival. The following June, Yungeen Ace and 3 other teens were attacked while celebrating his brother's birthday at a restaurant. Yungeen and was shot 8 times, and sadly his brother Travin Bullard and 2 other teens died. Foolio reacted by posting on social media,